Hello and welcome to this latest series of World Retail Congress special interviews with leading retailers to really understand how retailers are meeting the challenge of COVID-19. And I'm delighted to have with me and to welcome Hani Weiss, who is the Chief Executive Officer for Majid Al Futtaim Retail, which includes the Carrefour franchise in the Middle East. So Hani, welcome and thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you for having me digitally.
My pleasure. So really to start, I wonder if you could summarize, we're talking here at sort of quite early June, but in many of your markets, your stores have reopened, but just so I've got it right, you're in 31 countries, I believe, in Middle East, Africa and Asia. So I don't know if you could quickly summarize, where the business is across that spread of markets that you're in.
Sure. Thank you for the question, Ian. I think, there is no doubt that this coronavirus has severely impacted the markets around the world. And as Majid Al Futtaim, we currently operate in 16 markets. We have the franchise rights in 31 markets. And we have relatively all different formats of hyper, super, convenience, and online channels. So we are part of the global retailer. And we were also impacted like any other retailers in the world. So you know that all sectors of the economy continue to see disruption to daily operations. Of course, retail is no exception. And while we have reached almost a peak in terms of the challenges to the retails caused by the COVID-19, we at Carrefour will continue activating numerous initiatives to ensure our colleagues and customers receive the support needed in long term. We quickly realized during the COVID-19 that the most important element for us is the safety of our employees and then our customers. So across the region, we have complied with all local government rulings, regulations, and also the operating stores within this, let's say, lockdown and different regulations in different markets. Now, in some markets, for example, like Armenia, Bahrain, Georgia, Oman, Qatar, and the UAE, the total operating hours currently is more or less close to 80%. So we are almost there. However, restrictions in other markets are still more stringent. So for example, in countries like Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, it's still difficult for us and we are more or less below the 50% of the full operation. Definitely, we have seen also a major challenges of this pandemic, where there was, a major shift from non-food to food. So definitely the non-food sector was drastically impacted. Where food, we're seeing, different spike and increase in the number of sales and orders online. So definitely there have been opportunities for retailers to adapt their business models to fit the new market trends. And as a result of Carrefour efforts, I'm pleased to say we have witnessed a double-digit growth in in-store sales, but also a triple-digit growth in the online sales. And we recognized early that we needed to move swiftly to ensure that our stores are capable of remaining operational without disruption and are fully stocked, especially with the essential products. So this knowledge allows us and allows our customers actually to access our local, their local stores and help them to continue to purchase their necessities without any disruption. We also did something crucial for our customers, which is we maintained our prices. And this was a major differentiator versus all retailers because we took a decision to maintain our prices and we absorb part of the cost because we know that during this pandemic, the landed costs overall, the logistic costs have increased drastically because of the different restrictions. But working very, very closely with our retailer, with our suppliers, we managed to ease this impact on the customers and we absorb all the difference in cost and making sure that the price is not impacted and our customers continue to enjoy the full shopping experience in all Carrefour stores.
Yeah. So thank you, Hani. Looking specifically now at Carrefour in the UAE, I think the restrictions across all of retail were eased a few weeks ago now, about 3-4 weeks ago, as I understand it. So I wonder what the situation is with your store specifically in the UAE, and I think we've seen around the world a different pattern of trade in those essential stores that remain open. I mean, so has the position settled down a little?
Yeah, so you know, you are absolutely right. The situation here in the UAE, you know, have eased a little bit in the past few weeks. But what we have seen across all the markets in which we operate in, that Carrefour stores have experienced average operating hours, as I said, around 75% when compared to pre-COVID-19. However, footfall in our stores has been slowly returning to normal levels. It is much better than the last months. We've seen, you know, since the lockdown measures gradually eased and people start to begin to go to the malls. And specifically here in the UAE, people were very much happy and eager actually to come back partially to normal life, visit the mall, visit the supermarkets, meet other people in person. And as a small joke, I would say that I have people call me that I'm going to see my brother in Carrefour, even from distance, respecting the social distancing, but I'm gonna see him or see her or whatever, you know, people were gathering during this grocery shopping experience. So what I want to say here that our latest data shows this has resulted in growth in customers, a trip to the stores, as I said, mainly much better than April. And as a leaders in this retail sector, I mean, such changes have required our leadership team to be extremely responsive to ensure that our operations continue as expected and without disruption. So throughout this pandemic, our team adapted to the customer's needs to guarantee that essential products remain available throughout this time. For example, I'm going to share a few data here with you that we saw a sharp rise in sales of multi-purpose home cleaning products increased by around close to 500%, 490%. And sales of liquid soap also growing by closer to 1,000%. Grocery, mainly the essential products, have witnessed a high spike and growth of sales, which have reached frozen goods, for instance, for 70%, the food cupboard 380%, the fresh food increased more than 260%. And you will be surprised here to say that electronics grew up to 220%, of course, due to the, you know, working from home, learning from distance or learning from home. And people suddenly, you know, needed to buy the new electronics products, the laptops, the printers, and what have you. So we continue to see until this moment a growth in the electronics section. We also saw a great shift here in the UAE and also other markets, a sales increase of close to 600% in terms of sales of gym equipment. So people wanting to stay fit at home while sitting at home. So there was, you know, this conscious buying of gym equipment. Definitely the healthy stuff and the organic stuff also grew drastically because people also wanted to have this great balance while staying at home and make sure that they continue a good eating habits, I would say.
Yeah.
Now, furthermore, in this response to this changing shopping behaviors, we are now using also the advanced analytics to monitor the stock level. And this was really crucial for us because, you know, our algorithm used to a certain pattern, taking into consideration the normal calendar, the impact of different occasions. But however, even the advanced analytics couldn't expect really the impact of this pandemic and the impact on the supply chain. So what we have done, we were able to identify the key essential products, and we immediately worked very closely with our suppliers, importers, and the big company, which I would like to thank a lot for helping us and helping our customers during this pandemic. We increased our stock in Carrefour UAE, namely up to 6 months of the essential products. In the past, we used to store them for 15 days to a maximum a month. Nowadays, we have stock across all the UAE up to 6 months of the key essential products, making sure that our customers don't feel any disturbance and continue to enjoy a great shopping experience while coming to Carrefour stores.
So were you able to maintain the full range in those, particularly the essential product line, or I know that many food retailers narrowed the range, but just to ensure that they had the stock availability of the product?
At the beginning, we witnessed definitely few products out of the range. So we had to reduce a little bit the range, but this was only in the first few weeks. Definitely certain products like the Barella macarona, we couldn't definitely place it on shelves because of the situation, the unfortunate situation in Italy. But we came back quickly to almost regular assortment. The assortment where I would say currently is 90%, 95% closer to what it used to be pre-COVID.
Yeah. So looking at e-commerce, you've mentioned it doubled and even trebled. And I know e-commerce in UAE is starting, I guess, from a low base, but those are phenomenal numbers. What pressure did it put on the business? What did you learn from that period where you had to really ramp up e-commerce to meet that huge increase in demand?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the key challenges, but at the same time, I think the biggest opportunity for all the retailers, but actually majority of the business around the world, because we have seen some trends, have emerged in the data regarding the Carrefour online business and the purchasing behavior of our customers, which have changed drastically. For example, we experienced a focus on physical health and mental well-being, resulting in accelerated demand for catering to these needs, so including fresh foods, immunity-boosting items, natural and organic produce. Furthermore, what we have seen also data reveal that most customers have become multi-channel shoppers. Even, I would say that very traditional shoppers, they got the courage during this COVID situation, the pandemic, to buy their fresh produce online. They wanted to try out something new, and also the need for them to buy their fresh produce through the online. So, for example, here in Carrefour UAE, we has been, at the center of a significant e-commerce transformation in the Middle East region. We have witnessed, a great rise in the popularity of the e-commerce as the preferred shopping method. And there is no doubt that Carrefour e-commerce platform attracted the highest number of customers during the last 3 months. There was a major challenges for us to adapt definitely to the range online, to make sure that we respect the delivery time, we respect the quality, we respect the range. And I can't say that we were perfect. However, there was a great learnings for us. First, to listen to our customers, to understand their needs, and serving them in very transparent way. So we had to tell them when we deliver and make sure that we don't let them go in terms of expectations. Now, did we manage to do it 100%? As majority of the retailers, we had to stop at certain time and rethink our models and continue to deliver the experience. However, what we have done proactively is that we're responding to these rising challenges. And what we have done also, we opened since the beginning of the year more than 44 fulfillment centers across the region. Here in the UAE, the team were very, very agile in convert almost 2,500 square meters of one of our stores into a fulfillment center. And in a matter of less than 2 weeks, we saw a non-food area converted into a pure fulfillment centers only for the online delivery, to make sure that we meet the customer expectations. Moreover, the other businesses of Majid Al Futtaim were, due to this pandemic things and the lockdown, the businesses were closed, like shopping malls, cinemas, leisure and entertainment. What we have done is that we borrowed 1,000 employees from the other sister companies, and we redeployed them in our fulfillment centers to make sure that we have enough people to meet the surge in the number of orders. Now, moreover, and I'm really proud also, the adaptability here is the name of the game, because the team were already piloting the marketplace, and we were having a very, very modest, I would say, number of orders pre-COVID. However, since the malls were closed, we managed to onboard more than 55 of our mall tenants into our marketplace. And we offered more than 250,000 products on our CarrefourUAE.com to our customers to enjoy part of the mall tenants' products available for them on Carrefour. So while they are buying their grocery, fresh food, they can also buy the normal products that they used to buy from our malls. And definitely the recent innovations that we have seen us implementing here in the UAE is that we have implemented 6 locations of click and collect where customers have the choice to buy online and collect their products from the store or from the car park in the shopping malls that they are subscribing to this service. So definitely there was a tremendous shift, and I would say here the team were really very, very agile, and I couldn't be prouder being part of this wonderful team during this crisis.
That's an incredible story. So where you are now, are you seeing that the online picture continuing to grow, or as more of retail reopens, are you seeing that number, that percentage of your business online dropping a little?
So absolutely now, since the mall are reopened, the shopping malls, the stores are fully open, we were expecting a major drop in the online sales. But guess what? There are certain habits that certain customers gained, and they start to enjoy it. Because some people, yes, they were very much eager to go back to stores, see the stores, and enjoy the experience in the store. But a lot of them, or many of them now, continue to shop online. What we have seen in the last period, especially in the last 6 weeks, is that majority of our customers are becoming an omni-channel customer. And in the past, we used to say a lot and talk a lot about omni-channel, but we never witness it, we never experience it. So it is the real time for us now to experience this omni-channel, because what we have seen since the consumer habits have changed, a lot of customers are going to the stores, but continue to order on the online, from the online platform. So this mix of store and online have, created a new reality, which is you cannot offer only one channel to the customer. You need to offer this omni-channel experience, which is online, offline, or what we have also implemented in Carrefour, mainly Carrefour UAE, which is what we call a value trolley service, whereby our customers come to the store, do their shopping, they leave it at the cash line, we pack it, pick it, they do the payment online, and we deliver it to their doorstep at any time they want during the day. So this multi-channel format that also include the scan and go in the store. So our customers currently, they can go, for very, very fast shopping purchases, they can do through the scan and go, but they can do it also through their mobile. So the team also during this COVID things, they managed to implement the mobile scan and go, where it make it even much easier for our customers to go to the stores, buy their products, scan it on their phone, pay it with a contactless, so using any contactless payment, and leave the store without them having to interact with any human being or let anyone be near them. So these are the measures that we are thinking that will change the retail in the future.
So looking specifically at the stores, I mean, your stores obviously have traded throughout, but so therefore you've had to implement all the in-store safety measures. And again, all the conversations we have with retailers around the world that are just reopening, trying to adjust to the safety measures which are necessary, but they're also quite restrictive. It breaks many of the retail rules, doesn't it? I mean, how are you finding adapting to this new world where, we've got social distancing and all the in-store safety measures? Has that kind of evolved and moved on to a way that you find it's easier to work with?
I think this is really a great question because, in the beginning, it was really difficult to adapt to the new reality. And why I'm saying new reality, because I think the trends that we are seeing today, or the implementation that we have taken in the store in terms of social distancing, or protecting our customers by implementing a plexiglass window, so to give the comfort to our customers and cashiers to interact easily without having to be afraid. I think this is there to stay. And I don't think this is something that, will take out tomorrow or in the coming 12 to 18 months. So we'll need to adapt ourselves into this new reality. And one thing that I have seen during the last period, which is the need of us increasing the space of fresh food area, because people wanting always to get their fresh produce from the store. And this is where, through the analytics we discovered and the heat map of the stores, we have a lot of people in that area. So we had to implement different measures to make sure that we enlarge the fresh food area, and this time not favoring the, I would say so we had to reduce a little bit the non-food, especially the textile area, because we know that clothing was, is having a serious decline overall in the world. So the priority is for food, consumer, the consumer goods products and the fresh food. So we had to take measures to enlarge our fresh food area, enlarge our alleys, and making sure that we can welcome more customers in the fresh food area, respecting the social distancing. For instance, the weighing scale, we had changed completely the way we look at our products, or we weigh them for our customers. The pre-packed was something really unique, because in this part of the world, the Middle East, people are not very much favoring the pre-packed products. But what we have done during the COVID outbreak, I would say during this pandemic things, is that we offered our customers a mix of loose products, but also pre-packed products. And majority of our customers start to get the habits of going to pre-packed because it's safer, healthier, and it doesn't really impact them. They just put it in their trolley and leave the stores. So I would say these are the challenges, but also at the same time were opportunities for us to rethink our business model and making sure that to continue to ensure that we have the great experience when it comes to the physical. Now, definitely on the online, if you allow me to say, because the online also had to, will stay, and this shift will continue, and in my opinion, it will increase even. We'll see much more and more people going into the online businesses, and this is not anymore restricted to the millennials or the Gen Z, because people have used it, they liked it, and this is something to stay. So I think this is a major shift that we have seen, the retailer have seen, and I feel really bad here for certain retailers who did not believe in the online or did not really invest in the online capabilities, and now they have seen it, and they see how important for them, for the existence of their business. One last trend I would love to add here, which is the need of local produce, because one thing also, I spoke a lot about the fresh food, the service, and during this pandemic, we've seen that people are much more focusing on local fresh produce. So what we have done during this period also, we managed to implement at least 2 new hydroponic farms in our stores. So our customers can enjoy more than different 100 fresh herbs, fresh in the store. They see it, they are happy because this is locally produced, no chemicals. It also helped, the environment, because 90% lower utilization of water, and it helps also on the reduction of the food carbon emission, I would say. So I think this is a new trend that we as a retailer will need to take into consideration for the future, because more and more local produce will be needed in our stores.
I think that's fascinating. You've touched on a number of things that just reiterate how fast things have moved and changed, and how you've had to respond. So really, just in concluding, I'd love to get your thoughts on whether this has changed retailing forever. I've heard a number of people say that in just 3 months, the industry is now 3 to 5 years even ahead of where it was, as I say, before the crisis. As an experienced retailer leading a major international retailer, what are your thoughts?
I think my thought is that the retail has, no doubt that this has changed forever as a result of this pandemic. So, at Carrefour, a renewed emphasis on securing the robustness of our supply chain has remained our top priority during this pandemic. And with that in mind, we continue to adapt to the customer's changing needs and behavior. And this is one very good reason for us to guarantee that essential products remain available throughout this time. In addition, as I said, this use of the advanced analytics, the better use of technology, the like the blockchain, the artificial intelligence, the unmanned stores, the automation on the self-checkout counters, the auto scan, counters and what have you. These are something to stay and to increase in the future. I really think that the future will definitely be continuing to be even more than what we think today. So not only with social distancing, but people will continue to be very, very much cautious, because this pandemic was a great lessons for all of us in the world, how we should behave on our daily work, and especially for retailers. Where are the invested needed for us in terms of, focus on the supply chain, technology, the artificial intelligence, of course, the basic of retail, which is making sure that you have the product at the best price, best quality, available for the customers whenever they need it. This remains the number one rule. So I think there is a great opportunity for many retailers in the world to reshape the retail business and how the retail business will look like in the future. I think we are blessed somehow, and this is what I can see out of this pandemic, to be in this period of radically changing the shape of the retail, and be part of this journey and offer something unique to our customers, focusing always on the omnichannel experience.
Hani, that's great. Really interesting, and congratulations to you and your team for all that you've been doing and will continue to do in growing your business. And thanks for sparing the time for this conversation today.
Thank you, Ian, for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.